I'm Salad and I saw the Twilight Zone Season 2 Episode 19, Mr. Dingle the Strong. It is directed by John Brom, written by Rod Serling. If you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. Oh, hello, dogs! This episode starts, we're following two-headed alien. They seem to be one connected body, but they're two separate heads, so they have conversations with each other, and it's seemingly invisible to the humans that they're studying. I find it fascinating that there's this one guy who's really weak and he's being picked on by literally everyone. We got some of the bartenders being like, hey, can you just not pick on this guy? And of course, the people picking on this guy is like, nah, man. And so the aliens are like, okay, here's the best thing to do. Let's give him super strength. This one very weak man. And so he gets the strength of 500 times that of a human, and basically what happens afterwards is everyone's like, wow, I can't believe it. You could just pick things up. And then they go around forming a circle, just seeing him pick up heavy objects. And I like how the aliens are like, well, I can't believe that this is what they would do. With the power that they're given, that's just all they're going to do with it? Okay, we're just going to remove it. While he's in the middle of doing something very heavy, I'm like, oh no, I hope he doesn't get crushed by the thing he's about to lift. He's like, I'm about to lift a car or whatever. And of course he tries and he fails. He's like, I lost it. And everyone's like, well, goodbye then. And it's like, okay, I guess that was pretty fun. I like the first thing he does is just confront the bully. He's like, bam! And he's like, yeah! That's so nice. Imagine if you're like the weakest guy and you're so down on yourself because you're so weak, and these alien dudes just give you the power of super strength and you don't even know it, and then you can just wham them and you're like, yeah, that felt so good, I've always wanted that. I watch it, it's only 20 minutes long, but I'm seeing on the screen what's happening and I'm glued. I can't take my eyes off of it. There's no holster here, there's a holster there. No, don't make one! He made a hole. There goes the mesh net, these dogs. What would you do with the strength of 500 men? I think if I were given the power, I would lift cars, and then I think I would go ahead and lift buildings. I'd remove all the foundations and destroy civilization. That's what I would do with the power. I feel like it'd be fun just tumbling, crashing down the buildings. You know, it'd just be, yeah, everyone's screaming or whatnot, but that's what I would do. I know the aliens are like, oh yeah, let's just experiment. And then there's another alien that comes by, who's from Venus. I forget what the first aliens are from, but they're from Venus, and I like how the aliens are like, oh yeah, we'll give him big brain strength. And so he gives that same guy the big brain strength, and then he has big brain knowledge, and he's like, you know what, let me tell you the exact mathematical equations of everything. And it seems like everybody who's just there is dumbfounded. Get it, dumbfounded? Anyway, they're like, what are you saying? And I guess it's an opportunity for them to make money, and so that guy is being experimented on, and I like it. What would I do with the big brain powers? I would guess my way through everything. I would make a ton of money, and then I'll retire in a cabin. That's what I do with my big brain powers. What would you do with your big brain powers? What would you do with your big strength powers? Let me know in the comments below. I really enjoyed this episode. It's a good, solid watch. I like the value work. I feel like the values are very clear and distinct. What I mean there's whites placed in the frame very specifically, and I also like how there's the blacks, the shadows, make it great contrast between the shadows and the highlights, and they also don't have a ton of grays, but whenever there is gray, it's always like right next to the blacks, and I like how the white highlights are used very specifically in the frame of all the shots, and I really like the composition. There's a lot of front elements when it comes to the shots. I feel like I'm in a house. I'm just sitting there in a house. I'm the camera watching this happen in front of my eyes, or wherever the camera's set. I feel like I'm there. Let me know what you think of this episode. I think it gets a solid 7.7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another on the platform, likes that $20 Dinos, patreon.com/ASEPresents, one movie review for 1 month. Go to this link tree, support the daily grindness of all them daily movies, so go here. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, baby. I'm going to go find somebody that can teach me how to speak properly. Adios. bye.